back against the United States and its ramp up towards a conflict with Iran. What is going on here?
Yeah, it's very interesting because we've now had extraordinary rhetoric from the administration, from the US administration. And of course, what crystallized it was this extraordinary speech that Marco Rubio gave at the Munich Security Conference, which we've analyzed, we've discussed it in the program. And in that speech, basically, Rubio outlined a uber neocon project for American imperialism around the world. Now, Rubio was not the only superpower foreign minister at the Munich Security Conference. Wang Yi was there as well. Now, Wang Yi isn't just China's foreign minister, but he's also Xi Jinping's national security advisor. And over the last couple of weeks, we've been having very intense discussions between the Chinese and the Russians. Putin's national security advisor, the man who is secretary of the Russian Security Council, Shoigu, was in Beijing, and Putin and Xi Jinping had a long virtual conference with each other of a sort that is starting to look rather more interesting than perhaps it first appeared. Anyway, Wang Yi also spoke, and he basically set out not just a different agenda from Rubio, but I would say an opposing.
All right. I took 2 or 3 people off because I didn't trust that they were really treating me. So this number's somewhat down, but it's still 18 million. I just don't want to be bamboozled by pranksters. So play it safe. But we're at 18 million shares of Railtown. You guys have done a great job, and this is great credit to you for adding to your position during tough times. And I think you're going to see a reward for that. Of course, I forgot to sign in. I've been, we'll talk about it a little bit, but it's not of interest to everybody here. But I have, I spent a lot of time at the bank. The bank is set up, everything's set up. Documents should be ready, simple documents. So I'll get them out to everybody who indicated on the gold company to wire money, which I'll then wire to the company. And I'll try to get all of that done tonight. I was working on it, and it came 2 o'clock, and I just figured I better come live because I guess because I promised to keep doing this till we get a good result. And I think it helps to come on every day. But I don't know that I really have anything. I don't know that I have massively inspirational news. Looks like Railtown is getting close to 40 cents. The market's up, the Dow, 49,650. So it's at 50,000. Remember, my projection, I've increased to 70,000 if we get a blow off top. You know, if we don't get a blow off top, then we're probably okay for a while. If AI continues to be the cornerstone of modern countries' economies, my theory is that the governments will, the United States in particular, is going to print money to build out AI, which will then create capital. and we might be okay. Of course, if you notice what's going on right now, as Benjamin Netanyahu calls his country, Israel is moving U.S. policy toward a massive attack on Iran. I guess everyone's okay with that because no one's upset. But I think touring, it could really affect your financial life. But hey, not allowed to talk about it too much because Israel is our staunchest ally. When's the last time Israel did anything for us? Anyway, let's not talk about that. So Railtown, oh, I'm wrong. Railtown's 34.74. I misjudged the price updated. So it's 34. Let me try to fix that before there's too many comments. It's not doing it because why would it? Why would it do it? I don't know. Why would anything be easy? I don't know. Nothing's ever easy. That's not true. A lot of things are easy in our lives. A lot of things are easy in our lives. All right, so Railtown on my little screen of 5 stocks is the only one in the red. Nixie's up it's up 5.5 cents at 57.67. Next strip's up a penny at 3.07. Finger up 3 cents at $1.10. And GDC is up 61 cents at 3.74. Someone must have picked up on the fact that that's really worth $22 a share. At least that's what the press release said. Railtown's volume is 77,000, 34 bid, 34.85 ask. Let's see what's going up in curling land. And see if the volume's only 186,000 up there. So, it's a softening. Remember, these guys, when we say the shorts, it's not descriptive enough. This is an ongoing mining of pennies, half a penny, quarter of a penny, a hundredth of a penny, just rapid fire. And there's all the advantages they've built in with the regulators. Nobody cares. I don't know how we're going to rebuild. We've got everybody attacking us in every way, and it's so stylish, as Clint Eastwood might say in Dirty Harry, to be woke and go along with it, and it's all going to be all right. But everything nips at our American dream, maybe, or our American economy, the strength that we all take for granted. But we go along with it because we don't want to criticize, and we don't want to be criticized for being an asshole by pointing out that we're headed in the wrong direction. But anyway, the thing that scares me the most right now is this war with Iran. We just, what we did in Venezuela, I guess we tested out new sonic weaponry, and maybe that's what we're counting on to show off. But China's there, Russia's there. Anyway, let's just focus on what we can do. There's not much going on in Canada. And you know that Robert Duvall died in his 90s. And you know that Jesse Jackson died. I think he was in his 90s or late 80s. I met him once. I voted for Jesse Jackson in Virginia when he ran for president. I voted for him. I had a good reason, I thought. I also liked him. So I wonder, I hope it doesn't work, but I always wonder who's going to be the third one. Who's going to be the third? Looks like no war disaster, but apparently it's yesterday or today was the deadline. And maybe Donald Trump is just throwing signals toward America's most powerful human being, Miriam Adelson. Maybe that's what's going on, but I hope we don't go to war. But anyway, just saying it over and over again is not going to change anything. Just seeing if there's any headlines to talk about. Trump sends America's biggest warship, advanced fighters toward Iran in biggest military buildup yet. Now that, whoever wrote that headline should be fired. Ronnie Reyes, maybe. He wrote the article, or is Ronnie a he or a she? I don't know. But you use biggest twice in the same sentence? And you're a journalist? President Trump is sending the USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest, see, there's a word, warship to the Middle East, along with a huge fleet of aerial refueling tankers and F-22 and F-35 strike fighters, according to reports. The massive buildup in military hardware is the biggest indication yet that Trump could be preparing for large-scale strikes against Iran if high-stakes negotiations over the Islamic Republic's nuclear program and brutal crackdown on protesters fail. It's the same lies that Benjamin Netanyahu has been proclaiming. He's the prime minister of Israel. And for 30 years, he's been saying the exact same thing. If we don't do something in 2 weeks, they're going to have, it's all. But Miriam Adelson, very powerful person, very powerful. For an idiot. Particularly powerful for an idiot. The Ford, America's most advanced aircraft carrier and the largest ever built. Now he uses largest twice. There aren't any other words for largest. Is designed to carry more than 75 aircraft, including F-35C Lightning II stealth fighters and FA-18F Super Hornets, as well as EA-18G Growler radar jamming jets. The strike group is accompanied by 3 destroyers, the USS Bainbridge, the USS Mahan, and the USS Winston Churchill. The vessel had been operating in the Caribbean Sea. The Ford's deployment comes as part of a new military buildup in the Middle East, with Trump refusing to leave an attack on Iran off the table as negotiations stall. Swell. Along with the Lincoln, the U.S. has 4 destroyers operating in the Arabian Sea and another 3 patrolling the Straits of Hormuz. The USS Delbert Black destroyers in the Red Sea, with 2 combat ships currently in the Persian Gulf. The United States has also moved more than 50 fighter jets to the Middle East on Tuesday as part of the military buildup. The air fleet includes F-16 Falcons, F-22 Raptors, and F-35 jets. The latter jets have stealth capability that could allow them to strike Iran without being detected by the nation's air fences. The jets would join other warplanes that have been moved in recent weeks, including attack fighters based in Jordan, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. Swell. The mass deployment would allow the United States to conduct airstrikes deep within Iran. It all got screwed up. Well, remember, since George W. Bush, since Wolfowitz and Victoria Nuland and Cheney, the new American century, there were 7 countries that we were determined to attack. Iran's the last one. All right, let's go through some of the Railtown. That's all depressing. Code your mama to get half of Railtown. Let's go green. I don't mind it being red for a little while, frankly. Pause for the cause. Hey, Pete the Greek. Hey, Red Pepperoni. Hey, Pat, good day. Grim, Jim. Garshavega. I think you're actually 1, 2, 3. I think you're 5. Hey, Steve, how are you? Hey, Fast Eddie. Good day. Pat. Yeah, exactly. Isn't 18 million incredible? 18 million and counting. That's not everybody, by the way, because not everybody tells me. And I took off, like I said, I took off quite a bit of it. Just, I want to be reasonably sure that people aren't BSing me. And then, obviously some people might have sold, but some people might have bought. It's just, a reasonable counting of what you guys tell me. Lots of laughs, yeah. All right, let me see if I have something that might interest you. It might not, but it might. It's so hard to find new topics recently, which I take as a good thing. We've don't know why that keeps disconnecting. I went down to Apple Computer today to see if it's so expensive. And the hardest thing is to decide between, and the iPad has an M5 chip in it. The, what do you call it? MacBook Air, AIR, has, I think, the M4, and it might have M4 Pro. And then the MacBook has M4 Pro, and I think M5, but it's not Pro. So if you get Pro, you can have different monitors, different microphones. If you get the Air 5, the M5, there's a lot of capabilities for AI, becoming AI. It's like, why is it so complicated? So I didn't have the money anyway, but trying to think forward so I can do a better job here. All right, here is, you saw this, but look at this. Join our affiliate network, 180 AI and I guess it's model language companies. Sorry for the noise. So the affiliate provides collaboration, market support, lead generation. But over here, right cheer, as my dad used to say, right cheer. In aggregate, our affiliates represent 500 million plus in annual revenue and serve 5,000 customers. That's not just people, that's enterprises. It's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. It's a pretty big deal, as Joe Biden might say. Again. Okay. So now I asked this question because I've brought it up twice. I've been unable to find my source of information, so I asked again. Telus' sovereign AI factory in Rimouski is built around a formal NVIDIA partnership as a NVIDIA cloud partner with an initial 500 GPU Hopper cluster. So that's not the Blackwell. And a roadmap to bring in Blackwell generation systems as they become available. So that's the key. Those chips aren't completely available yet. So you use what's there. The site is already live and selling AI compute to Canadian customers on a usage-based model, which is good for Railtown because Railtown shares that revenue. So usage-based, I guess, is a good model for that. I don't know what the alternative really is. Nature of the Telus NVIDIA deal. Telus is an official NVIDIA cloud partner. The Rimouski Sovereign AI Factory is marketed as, quote, powered by the latest generation NVIDIA GPUs, unquote. So I don't know how that reconciles with Hopper versus Blackwell, but it's powered by the latest generation NVIDIA GPUs and with HPE designed reference architecture and NVIDIA's AI software stack. The public framing is NVIDIA supplies GPUs and AI platform software. Hopper now, Blackwell next. HPE designs and integrates the infrastructure, and Telus operates and sells the capacity as a sovereign cloud AI compute service under Canadian control. No public filing shows a fixed multi-year take-or-pay volume schedule, but the language around Hopper today and Blackwell quote-unquote supercomputers for later phases implies an ongoing upgrade and expansion pathway rather than a one-off purchase. I saw more than an implication before on this, but I can't find it. Chips installed now and an upgrade path. First phase, up to 500 NVIDIA Hopper GPUs, H100 class. This sounds like a bunch of jet fighters on an aircraft carrier. In a 10,000 module at Rimouski. This is explicitly confirmed by Telus and multiple press reports. Expansion capacity. The Rimouski site is designed with room for 6 additional GPU modules beyond the initial Hopper deployment, effectively allowing several multiples of the initial 500 GPU footprint as demand ramps. Future chips. Telus has said it will deploy NVIDIA Blackwell-based supercomputers at the facility, making it one of the first Canadian operators with access to next generation NVIDIA AI accelerators. Confusing to me. It seems like Telus is first in line as these become available, but I express my confusion. Blackwell is framed as part of later phases once available in volume. Kamloops, a second AI factory in Kamloops, British Columbia, will also receive NVIDIA AI chips, but that expansion is explicitly described as contingent on success and utilization of Rimouski with no fixed date or configuration disclosed yet. Does the deal, this was my question, does the deal include ongoing chip upgrades? The combination of A, NCP status, B, public commitment to Hopper now, and Blackwell supercomputers later, and C, a modular multi-phase build strongly indicates an ongoing refresh/expansion relationship with NVIDIA rather than a static 500 GPU install, which sounds great. It does. It sounds good. However, there is no public line item contract showing a guaranteed schedule. Blackwell, Rubin. So what is disclosed is a roadmap and intent aligned with NVIDIA's generational cycles, not a binding upgrade calendar. Current usage and when utilization rises. Telus describes the Rimouski sovereign AI factory as, quote, now operational and serving customers, unquote, with early adopters, including Accenture. It's a pretty big company. OpenText, I have no idea if that's big or not, using the platform for AI workloads in sensitive sectors. Product positioning. The factory sells fractional access to high demand NVIDIA GPUs and sovereign hosting on a pay-as-you-go basis to Canadian businesses, researchers, and public institutions, with the selling point that data and compute stay under Canadian legal control. Telus has not published numeric utilization or explicit occupancy percentages. Public commentary is qualitative. Ramps. Management has linked further capacity modules at Rimouski and the Kamloops build out to demand. Makes sense. Saying Kamloops will follow, quote, after the Rimouski site has gone live, unquote, and that additional Rimouski modules will be added over time as usage fills the initial deployment. So, in practice, utilization is low to moderate now, growing as they onboard more enterprise and public sector workloads, but there is no disclosed utilization curve or threshold. Just a stated demand-driven modular scaling plan. Telus has framed the AI factories as part of a broader multi-year, roughly $70 billion Canadian connectivity and digital infrastructure investment program. That's a lot of money, 70 billion. Pink or green, it's a lot of money. And has talked about AI data center revenues as a new annual recurring revenue pillar. So it's a new annual recurring revenue pillar. But it has not broken out a specific dollar forecast for Rimouski alone in public. Releases. Revenue comes from selling GPU time and AI hosting, plus higher value services layered on top. In other words, managed AI integration via platforms like Fuel IX and partner solutions. Pricing is not disclosed, but is implicitly benchmarked against cloud GPU rental markets with a sovereignty premium. Well, Railtown gets to share in that sovereignty premium. Timing. Initial revenue has already started with the Rimouski launch in the second half of 25. Telus states that the factory is now operational and serving customers, which means revenue contribution is already present, albeit small, relative to Telus's revenue. More material revenue ramp is expected as A, utilization of the first GPU module climbs, B, additional modules are commissioned, and C, Kamloops comes online. Public guidance ties these expansions to demand, not to fixed calendar dates. So, ramp curves will likely show up progressively in Telus's data center AI line items over 2026, 2027, rather than as a single step function jump. The Telus-NVIDIA relationship gives Telus a current 500 GPU Hopper cluster at Rimouski with a clear path to Blackwell upgrades. The factory is live and generating usage based on revenue now, and capacity and revenues are set to scale modularly. I thought it said moderately. Modularly, as utilization of the initial deployment justifies additional modules and the eventual Kamloops build out. Percentages and dates are not given. All right, so then I asked, is the Telus factory ahead of competition? The Sovereign AI Factory is positioned as a market leader in Canada, officially recognized as the nation's fastest and most powerful supercomputer upon its announcement. Developed, which is confusing because it's using Hopper, not, anyway, you guys probably understand it better than I do. Developed in collaboration with NVIDIA, the infrastructure provides a significant, possibly year plus, look at that, possibly a year plus advantage over domestic competitors by delivering immediate access to cutting edge AI hardware. The NVIDIA H2000 GPUs that is otherwise difficult to procure, particularly within a secure sovereign, and as of the end of February, as of now, an operational environment. So Railtown's joining with Telus here, but Telus has a year advantage and it is cutting edge hardware, operational. So, top performance, the Rimouski, Quebec facility was named Canada's fastest and most powerful supercomputer by the top 500 list, with some sort of measurement that makes no sense to me, a petaflop. Cutting edge hardware, the facility uses NVIDIA's latest generation GPUs and Quantum 2 Infinity Band networking, with plans to integrate even more advanced Blackwell-based systems. By using an AI as a service model, Telus allows companies to skip lengthy, capital-intensive process of building their own GPU clusters. And then there's data security. The factory is designed to meet strict regulatory requirements for healthcare, finance, and government, ensuring that data does not leave Canada. This acts as a moat against US-based hyperscalers like Azure and Amazon that are subject to the US Cloud Act. It has full stack capability, unlike some competitors offering limited AI tools. Telus offers a full stack solution, from model training and fine tuning to deployment, all within Canada. There is operational maturity. The facility is already operational and serving key partners like Accenture, OpenText, and League. It has also partnered with Spark, Canada's leading SaaS accelerator, in order to lock in future tech startups. Well, it sounds like we also have our own network. The facility is designed to be 3 times more energy efficient than industry average, 99% renewable energy, and natural cooling to reduce water consumption by 75%. Its competitive advantage against peers versus domestic competitors, while Bell Canada is also focusing on AI, Telus' early partnership with NVIDIA as the first Canadian telecom in the NVIDIA Cloud Partner Network, and Telus' established high performance and operational facility gives Telus a significant first mover advantage. So Telus has a first mover advantage. I think Railtown's going to have a first mover advantage, although some would argue, Langchain and whatever that other one was the other day got a jump start. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Industry recognition. Telus was the first company in the world to achieve a privacy by design certification for its generative AI tools. And I think Railtown's in that. I don't know about if they're in that, if there's a patent or whatever, but I think they're part of that package. The main risk to this lead against competition is the rapid pace of global AI investment. But as of early 2026, as of now, Telus holds a leading position in the Canadian market for secure sovereign AI compute. They have that going for them. I went to Railtown's blog. And this is more by way of trying to answer that question, why BlackBerry, why now? But I don't know. I don't really come up with an answer. You guys came up with some good ones. Quantum computing and artificial intelligence, partners in a new era of innovation. In the fast evolving landscape of technology, 2 fields stand out for their transformative potential: quantum computing and artificial intelligence. The question often arises, are these technologies on a collision course, competing for dominance, or are they natural partners that complement each other? And others ask, what the hell are they? Quantum computing's unparalleled processing power will act as a catalyst for AI's advanced algorithms, enabling breakthroughs that were once deemed impossible. The collaboration will usher in a new era, turning AI into a supercharged powerhouse capable of tackling humanity's most complex challenges, like what is a woman? This partnership isn't just beneficial, it's a game changer. Understanding the complementary relationship. AI has made enormous strides in recent years, but its progress is often constrained by the limitations of classical computing systems. Training sophisticated models or solving problems with high algorithmic complexity demands immense computational resources, which can be both time-consuming and costly. And I think this is where Railtown comes in, saving time and reducing cost. Quantum computing offers a nonlinear leap forward. That's the definition, isn't it, of quantum? Addressing these bottlenecks by introducing unparalleled computational speed and efficiency. By working in tandem with AI, quantum computing will enable faster model training, handle greater algorithmic complexity, and improve predictive capabilities in areas like optimization and uncertainty modeling. Well, why do they put this on their blog? Is it because Railtown's good at this? That's my guess. Together, they can achieve results, that's quantum and AI, that are not just more rapid, but also more insightful, unlocking possibilities that classical computing cannot match. The impact of quantum-enhanced AI isn't limited to grand societal challenges. It will transform the everyday workflows of developers, including those working with tools like Railtown AI. Quantum computing's power will redefine developer productivity by debugging at scale. Debugging at scale. It's a big deal for Railtown. It scales. And debugging was one of their original missions. And they started 6 years ago. It's not a Johnny-come-lately. Developers will tackle code errors more quickly by leveraging AI models trained on quantum process data. Error bucketing, already a strength of Railtown AI, will become even more precise, saving developers countless hours. Error bucketing. So quantum computing's power will redefine developer productivity by optimizing performance. Quantum computing can test multiple performance configurations simultaneously, identifying the optimal path in real time. Again, why is Railtown putting this on their blog? Is it Rail Engine? So quantum will help next-gen tools. Imagine tools that predict issues before they arise. This is Railtown's mission. Suggest fixes, again, Railtown's mission, and refine code at quantum speeds. I didn't write this. I didn't speculate this. This is on Railtown's blog about quantum. And it says here it will transform everyday workflows of developers, including developers working with tools like Railtown AI. Imagine tools that predict issues before they arise, suggest fixes, and refine code at quantum speeds. I wonder if all these other names out there, the Johnny-come-latelys with the nice websites, are actually as capable as Rail Engine. This future is within reach. At Railtown, we envision being at the forefront of this revolution, offering tools that integrate seamlessly into the quantum-enhanced workflows. Is this why BlackBerry's here now? I don't know. I just don't know. A new era of developer productivity. Integrating quantum computing and AI comes with challenges, these challenges, but each one represents an opportunity. Okay, We got it. There's hardware constraints. Quantum systems face problems. Integration complexity. Putting the two together requires new tools and frameworks for seamless collaboration, access, and expertise. These challenges are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones. With every breakthrough, we move closer to a future where quantum enhanced AI drives unprecedented transformation. And it looks like Railtown's on top of that or in front of it. Quantum AI, quantum enhanced AI, will redefine what we perceive as possible. From solving the most intricate scientific problems to creating everyday tools that make life easier. This partnership promises to transform industries and improve lives. The societal impact is immense. Immense. Cures for diseases, sustainable energy solutions, and smarter, safer technology are just a few of the areas this blog could come up with. At Railtown, we are excited to embrace this future. Our commitment is to innovation, and innovation which ensures that we will be ready to help developers and businesses harness the full power of quantum computing and AI. Is this why BlackBerry's here? Together, these two breakthrough transformations are not just complementary. My, you look nice today. They are revolutionary. The conversation around quantum computing and artificial intelligence should not be framed as a competition. Rather, it's a story of collaboration. Quantum computing's immense processing power will supercharge AI's advanced algorithms, leading to breakthroughs which push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. At Railtown, we are ready to play our part in this transformative journey. By staying ahead of the curve, we will ensure our tools and technologies empower developers and businesses to thrive in this new era. The future isn't just about more powerful machines. It's about redefining what it means to innovate. All right, tagline. Let's build together. Let's build it together. All right, so boom, 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 boom. That's a lot of crap here. I'll do this because this didn't come down, so I'll do this right away. I asked about what's the government doing? The Canadian federal government has established a significant multi-billion-dollar investment strategy for artificial intelligence with a major focus on strengthening domestic computing power, fostering innovation, and driving AI adoption across industries. As of late 2025 and early 2026, the government in Canada is implementing a $2 billion plus Canadian sovereign AI compute strategy, $2 billion. Key pillars of this government AI investment. One, sovereign AI compute strategy, $2 billion plus. It was announced 2 years ago, launched last year. This strategy aims to secure Canada's AI advantage by building domestic infrastructure. AI Compute Challenge, $700 million. It supports the private sector, academic and industry projects to build or expand Canadian AI data centers. Well, that seems like the wind is at our back, or it's underneath our wings. Have I ever told you that you are my hero? In March 25, the government March 25, a year ago, the government partnered with Cohere to boost its AI compute capacity, making it the first recipient of this funding, Cohere. Public sector supercomputing infrastructure, $1 billion. 1 billion smackers funds the creation of a Canadian-owned, state-of-the-art supercomputing system through the AI Sovereign Compute Infrastructure Program, otherwise known as SIP, SIP, designed to support research and industry. AI Compute Access Fund, $300 million, launched a year ago. This fund subsidizes access to computing resources for small and medium-sized enterprises to develop the Made in Canada AI products. And so too is industry adoption and growth, $200 million. So they have a regional AI initiative. They budgeted $200 million for regional development agencies to help businesses integrate AI into key sectors: agriculture, clean technology, health, manufacturing. They also have AI business catalysts. Investments are being made, such as a small one in the Toronto Region Board of Trade, to help SMEs adopt AI solutions. I mean, small, 2.4 million isn't chump change. Industrial Research Assistant Program, IRAP. You rap, we all rap for rap. The AI Assist program connects SMEs with advisors to help integrate these technologies. And then 3, research, talent, and strategy. Pan-Canadian Artificial Intelligence Strategy. This comes for the rest of the decade. It focuses on commercialization, standards, and talent. AI institutes continue to fund Mila and Amy and the Vector Institute. AI Strategy Task Force last year and ongoing. The government created a task force for a 30-day sprint to refresh the national AI strategy to keep company and jobs in Canada. I guess that finished up. The AI Safety Institute, all about research risks and build trust in AI. Number 4, specific sector applications and partnerships. Energy and grid optimization. $6 million was invested in Hydro Ottawa, and that might have helped us out, for, Telus, for AI-enhanced predictive analytics to balance energy demand. Public services transformation. Made in Canada tools. Department of Justice and Transport Canada. International collaboration with Europe. So the future outlook. Last year signaled further large-scale investment in AI with an additional almost $1 billion over 5 years proposed for sovereign AI infrastructure. This year, January, the government announced a call for proposals to develop large-scale, 100-plus megawatt AI data centers. What you're saying, because I'm tired of reading. It's 311, and let's see what pricing is. Pricing is 34 cents to 35.11. They have a lot for sale there, and as you know, they never run out of stock for sale. And you also know that this high frequency trading, it's really good for raising capital in smaller companies. I mean, it couldn't be better. 85,000 for sale, 35,000 for sale, 80, and it keeps repeating at different prices. The volume is still 77,000, but they want you convinced that there's love for sale. The stock is down still about a little over half a penny, 34.74. I don't know why I'm repeating. Maybe I need to have some water. Nixie's still up. Next strip is in the green. Finger is still up, and GDC is up a massive 72 cents to 385. And you know, when you see something up like that, it might mean something. So if you're trading it, it's nice to see a big move, but the volume, actually the volume is huge. It's 300. Oh, they've announced a $100 million shares repurchase program. That's what Benzagia puts out. So Benzagia is working, my guess is, not for you, but for the shorts. So that triggers the computers to automatically buy. Clever, very clever. Jack Hamilton, all right, Jack. I love that. I love these 550, let's see, scratch that. Put me down for 525 more. I love it. I love it. I will. $95. You're going to catch up with Donna. And then Donna, you and Donna get bragging rights for acting while the stock is down. Ricky Brogan sees so much growth in Railtown. I agree, Ricky. I think this story just seems enormous. Enormous. Jason Harbison, afternoon, William, and RT crew. Hello. Jack Hamilton. Elsa, Mr. William. Elsa. I sent an email. Elsa was a great lion. Do you remember? In Born Free, as free as the wind blows. Elsa was a gorgeous lion. I think I'm not going to tell you the sad ending. I hate watching all those animal shows because we're so mean to animals. I sent an email to verify it. All right, thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. I believe everybody. I don't have a doubt. Other people doubt me, but I like an honor system of 18 million shares. And maybe you just got us over 18,100,000 shares as a breakthrough amount. There's one. Don't know what's going on wrong. I have to upgrade my equipment. We'll wait. We'll wait till there's a Railtown surge, and then maybe I can improve my service. Ward always has great, great forward-thinking contributions, but I think Ward and probably Eric and a couple others really believe that what you own is disruptive technology. It is transformative technology. So I really commend people who will rid me of this, what was the word? Cumbersome, obdurate priest. This technology of mine. All right, let me go through one more thing and then we'll just wing it till 4 o'clock. This I took off. Again, I'm trying to figure out why BlackBerry, why now? I don't know the answer. But I took this off the BlackBerry presentation, which you can get at their website. And I didn't take the whole thing. It's a long presentation. But QNX is a trusted supplier of market-leading operating systems, et cetera, secure communications and licensing. Waterloo, Canada, which is up there with Dr. Tom Core, and then there's 2.6 billion in market cap. And look at the revenues. This is a substantial company, and QNX is a big part of their revenue. You can look at it at your leisure on their website. So they have a strengthened portfolio with a relaunch of the QNX brand and a focus on secure communications. Maybe that, I don't know, secure. But the number that stands out is right here. Clear automotive leader, QNX, 275 million vehicles. Now, I don't know if the GPUs are distributed or the computer power is in data centers or both. I believe it doesn't matter. I think you still need Railtown. There's a defensive mode. It combines leading performance with functional safety, and it's a strong multi-year secular tailwind. I think that's true in our case too. BlackBerry is broken down into 3 companies or 3 divisions. Here's the royalty backlog for QNX. Look at the size of that. Last year, and I think it's quarterly, but I'm wrong. It's not quarterly, it's reported quarterly. This is their backlog. It's almost $1 billion. This is their ARR and their DBNRR, whatever the hell that is. Doing business, net revenue royalty. I don't know what, there's so many things to remember. All right, attractive fundamentals for QNX, large growing market opportunity, early stages right here, still in early stages of multi-year market growth trajectory. Commercial and technical trends are in our favor. Clear segment leader, deep long-standing relationships. Yeah, I'm just looking for a deep half hour. All right, here we go. Addressable market remains large and growing. IoT core serviceable addressable market. Anyway, what stands out is just this ramping, but their core market is in the Navy. That what they've made some strategic investments is in the teal or aqua, and maybe, I don't know, are we going to be part of that? I don't know. I guess we are already a little bit. Positioned to benefit from powerful industry trends. Well, change a few of the names and few of the places. Talk about me and the story is the same one. Talk about us, the story is the same one. Increasing vehicle complexity. A lot of code. 500 million, or is that 500,000 lines of code? They need high speed, less than 10 millisecond speed. A lot of energy consumption. There's stringent safety requirements. And there's dependency on cloud, apparently. And then you have extensive sensor inputs, 12 cameras, LiDAR, radar, GPS, and USS. This, my friends, is Roadhouse. This is Rail Engine. But I don't know. Is BlackBerry keen on Rail Engine? Over here, they break the market into body, chassis, powertrain, infotainment, safety. I don't know what it all means. But BlackBerry has industry leadership, and it's at the forefront of change. Well, where have you heard that before? Then there's the long-term software platform growth opportunity from individual sockets and layers, all here on this side, going over to an integrated software platform. Customers are requesting a one-stop shop solution rather than individual components and layers. And is Railtown the piece here that orchestrates, conducts, manages, debugs? I don't know. I don't know. Integrated software platform captures a much larger share of the wallet and expands QNX market opportunity. This is who they work with. Developing industry-leading foundational edge compute software for auto and GEM applications. Ford, Lucid, Denso, Mercedes-Benz, Mobius, Hyundai, Stellantis, Rivian, Volvo. And then here's some gem wins, Bosch, Siemens, Panasonic. That's more music, which I don't know, you know, That's more audio. Customers and partners directly drive a significant portion of our development, which might be through the licensing. Leveraging dominant market position, this is BlackBerry, to win outside share of future market growth. 10 out of 10 top automakers, 7 out of 7 OEMs, 24 of 25 electric vehicle makers, 9 out of 10 top medical device companies. There's almost 300 million cars on the road that I guess use BlackBerry. So there's proven QNX revenue growth, and it's largely autos and transportation, and they expect it to accelerate. Here's their 3 divisions: BlackBerry UEM, BlackBerry SecuSite, and BlackBerry Ad Hoc. This is government here. This is German in the middle, and they're going to focus on new mobile apps outside of Germany, and cybersecurity, data sovereignty, on-premise, multi-tenant, app data, browser security, regulatory certifications over here on the left. Maybe that's the attraction. I don't know. 80% loyal and highly satisfied customers. Government and large enterprises. Half their business basically in North America, almost half in Europe and the Middle East, and I guess Asia. And then Asia Pacific makes up the difference. National governments, military, United States, Canada, Germany, Malaysia, and more. It's about it. I don't know the timing. And that's all I had to add today. Railtown is still, it's almost like it stopped trading, 77,000 shares, 34.01 bid, 35.5 ask. And that's where it is. We got half an hour to go. Ward Richardson. Report says to me that Railtown has created a disruptive force in software development. What more do you need to know? Well, why did it go down? Why, I don't know. I don't think you need more. Ward says, William, that being said, buy all the cash cows you can. The fatted cow. They're going to be the fatted cow. Ward Richardson. Everyone will be keen on having some RT in their system. Who wouldn't? Railtown. Roadhouse. Well, it's starting, the spread is starting to expand. I guess they're trying to get some action going. Since 2,000 shares traded. So they took that 77 out. Or 57, sorry. 5,701 went off at 34.74. 2,000 went off at 34.57. And all of a sudden, the bid is up and the ask is up. Pretty amazing. All right, I don't know what else. Let's see if there's anything in the news. I don't know. Tucker Carlson detained in Israel. dragged into interrogation room. Congressmen set to pocket up to $60,000 from Trump's tax bill. Average earners will net $50. As ever, as the saying goes, as ever. All right, I don't know if I can make it another half an hour. God, that Barack Obama Presidential Center is ugly. I don't know what they were thinking. Or maybe they just haven't finished it. Yeah, I don't see much news here. I may, unless you guys have something you ask me that gets me going, I may cut off half an hour early. Because I want to get those documents out, emails out. And if I start early, I'll have enough energy if it takes me a couple of hours. So unless somebody has something, I may sign off and let you get about your day. I agree with Ward that this is a disruptive force in software development. And I think that blog thing I just read to you, I think it shows that there is a link with quantum computing and Railtown, I mean. I don't know. I do think that Good Till Canceled conference, the GTC conference, which is right around St. Patrick's Day, I think that's as long as we have to wait before there's an uptick in interest and discussion. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if Railtown's going to that conference, but I wouldn't be surprised if Railtown becomes kind of a buzzword, a topic of discussion or rumor or, hey, did you hear, either around that time or shortly thereafter. I just don't know how much longer Telus can not talk about what they're doing at that data center beyond that conference. That's a NVIDIA conference. NVIDIA has staked at least part of their reputation on this sovereign AI data center concept. I just showed you. The only player, maybe for a year, in sovereign AI factory in Canada is Telus for a year. They've got a year head start. And that's where Railtown is. So how is Telus going to sit on their hands and give away that year head start? Or are they going to start doing something with it? I think the doing something, I mean, look, I'm guessing that NVIDIA conference is an important line in the sand, but I think it's important both to NVIDIA and to Telus to get cracking and Railtown benefits. So I guess that's about a month away. So we have, that's not saying that you're going to sit and see this stock here for 30 days, but it's just saying that I think I don't think anyone here, if you're still here, are questioning the investment. But I think people are wondering, why is it down? Why hasn't it done much? All those kind of things. And I think we only have to make it through 30 days or a lot fewer, a lot fewer days. I see Constellation Software or Telus buying RT. I agree. But both of them will get priced out early if there's a bidding war. I agree. It could be both companies buying. Telus could buy Railtown platform, and Constellation could focus on getting that roll-up strategy, that acquire and consolidate strategy of AI partners, which is Constellation Software strategy. It's the same strategy, but Constellation Software is SaaS. They need ADK. They need AI as a software solution. I don't want to call it AS because that won't sound right, but they need that. So maybe both Telus and Constellation join forces to buy the company, and again, we get two pieces of paper for our one. But I think if this sells for more than, and I don't know that that's going to be the case, but if it sells for more than Confluent or GitHub, I'm not sure Telus can afford it. Be a big bet. But I agree with you. I think Telus is a natural buyer of Railtown because Telus wants to keep that in its sovereign AI stack. I still stand by my favorite choice is Microsoft to buy them. Microsoft has a lot of data centers, and Microsoft is trying to emulate. No one knows which strategy is going to be the best. Is it OpenAI, Anthropic, or is it the Google model of trying to create your own silo, for lack of a better term? Or is it Apple's model of distributed GPUs? Or is it something else? And I think Microsoft, as I showed you yesterday, is leaning towards creating a Microsoft silo. Google's creating a Google silo. And in that, maybe if they need to, instead of building it themselves, and they need to jumpstart and make sure they stay up to date with the competition, maybe they buy Railtown. But I agree with you. I think it's a logical one. Wow, Ricky, good for you. You have 60 million. I don't know what I'm going to assume you're saying 60,000, or I don't know, 600,000. I'm going to assume it's 60,000. That's a great position. You can correct me. you corrected it and it's still confusing. You got rid of the gap. But so anyway, I think it's 60,020. That's what I think. That's a great position. It really is. Everybody here has a good position, and I'm happy for each and every one of you. So let's make it through the next 30 days. It might be much sooner. And I'll come on tomorrow. Sorry I don't have enough to get through the next 20 minutes. Let's see where it's trading. 34.57, down almost a penny. I mean, that's ridiculous. And a man in my position cannot afford to be made to look ridiculous. 79,000. I pick up on this. It's like a momentum shift is in progress, and of course they have the bids so low. They want you to think, It's 34.61 to 36. 32.5 is the new heaviness number, not 62.5, but it doesn't go away. Anyway, with that, I'm going to sign off. I wish everybody a good, blessed day and peace. I pray for peace in the world, but also for each of you. And we'll talk again tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by.